I think I'm blind.
I don't think that's possible.
No, I think I'm going blind.
I don't know.
I'm just not getting enough sleep, or I'm not blinking enough.
I don't.
Because right now, I'm looking at the numbers go, and they look like little smidges, like, all over. So I'm just gonna say, cue the intro. Hello guys, it's Two Latin Brothers Podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And we're back, because I'm going to say that, because we can. Yeah.
When are we never back?
We're never back.
We're always here?
We're always here. We're just constantly at the ready. I got like this like mini fridge cooler like right beside me. I got like a tube connected to my... You know what? That's not... You're just going to move on. We're just going to move on from
I was going to say that like this is week 99.
This is week... Oh, fudge, this is week 99.
Yeah.
Oh.
We've been doing this for 99 weeks, meaning next week is our 100th episode.
Yeah.
We got something special planned.
Yeah.
Unofficially. That we're sort of in the works.
We're sort of in the works.
That I'm sure Victor hasn't even started.
I haven't even started.
I've actually started.
Oh, good.
I'm like, a third of the way through. Yeah, I got some good ones.
Okay.
But it'll be interesting for sure. I don't know how it'll turn out until you hear it. It'll probably be a little bit or a lot longer than like our normal episode because of course it's our 100th and we already have an almost 2-hour episode and that was like the last episode of was it season 1? So we just gotta step it up another level, and then the end of the year episode for this year,
we're just gonna break a Guinness World Record. We're just
gonna record for 24 hours straight.
Watch it every year, or just like the celebration will just get progressively longer.
Yeah.
So like by the time it's like 2020, no, by the time it's 2030, we're gonna be like on like a 2-day episode.
2-day episode.
Like, I wonder if that's a thing. Like, if somebody's done this.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean...
Like, does the number change? Because, like, on Spotify, it gives you, like, the number.
Yeah.
Would that just, like, add, like, an extra slot?
I have no idea.
Or is that even possible to upload something that big to Spotify?
I don't know. I actually don't know. Huh. Like, I've never...
checked.
I don't know if anybody's ever... I know, like, for...
Like, does it just say
I know for the
2D
platform...
and then, like,
I know for the
hours?
platform we use, we can't upload over 3 hours.
Yeah.
So, like, we have a 3-hour cap.
Yeah.
But, like, that's only, like, single audio, but I can add multiple audios. So, like, I can upload 3 hours and anher 3 hours.
Or if not possible, we just do parts.
Yeah, we just chunk it into parts. Like, 1 week you'll get, like, 7 parts.
Or...
part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. All, like,
or we'll just create an entirely different podcast and just upload it there.
And at the beginning of each episode, be like, if you haven't listened to the first 7 parts, and this is the first part, go back and listen to those.
Yeah. Imagine you just start at the last one, so you won't get anything that we're going to talk about if you haven't listened to the last, like 7 of these.
The last 7 hours. You gotta catch up.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I still can't believe we've been doing it this long. It honestly doesn't feel that long.
It doesn't feel like we've been doing it for that long, but we have.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Because if you think back to our first episode, I remember exactly nothing that happened that day. Because I don't know what was wrong with us.
Okay, but we recorded like 2 or 3 test episodes?
Yeah, we said we were going to upload those.
Yeah, we might.
You know, in a day where we feel like, in a week where we feel like, we got nothing really.
Yeah,
we're just gonna throw it up on there.
One day when we're on vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
when we're busy or something, we'll be like,
we'll be like halfway to Afghanistan, and then we'll be like, oh, we gotta upload the podcast.
Wait, why would we be on our way to Afghanistan?
I don't know. I was just giving you like a random scenario.
You couldn't say Hawaii.
Okay, we're halfway.
Say Japan.
Fine.
Australia.
Okay, fine. I wasn't trying
someplace tropical, like I don't know, the Philippines.
We're somewhere half across the world.
Mexico.
We're somewhere halfway across
Brazil,
the universe.
You know, maybe by La Playa. You know,
you stretching.
Just saying.
You know, I wasn't trying to you're trying to make me sound like I'm discriminating other countries.
What if we go to Europe? You know, like we're in Spain.
Okay, that's like a whole area.
The Netherlands, England, and go see Big Ben. You know, the big clock.
I wish everybody could see my face of just like. Where are you
the
going?
motherland?
Where are you going with this? Like, what are you doing right now?
I'm just saying, you know.
Like, I don't even understand.
Okay. But yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I honestly...
I don't know how I feel about. I don't even know what I spoke of.
I know. I have to hear it back and then like maybe...
and then think about it and then maybe just redo the episode and then just upload a new episode. But who knows? You know, it could go either way.
Yeah, like I think it depends on how we go about doing it. Also, I don't know. Like, I'd have to edit it for starters because it's unedited, raw. Like, I haven't.
What if we just upload raw? What if I talk about it like a play-by-play of like how I killed someone, and it's just on the episode?
No,
you gotta cut that out. Not that I did, you know. Just preface on the record, you know. Clean slate.
Clean slate.
Clean slate. Clean hands. I got no blood on my hands.
Full stop.
Everything washes away, you know, if you get that Macbeth reference. So, like, it's all good. We're clean, you know. Kind of.
Okay.
Partly.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We are.
We're actually recording. We're actually recording this the day that it's going up.
Yeah.
We are literally scrambling because we forgot to record it yesterday.
Honestly, we have no clue what we're going to talk about, but that's like mostly.
Or the day before, but yesterday was the Latin Grammys.
Yesterday was the Latin Grammys.
Yes, it was.
It was interesting. There were some performances that I'm telling you were kind of questionable.
Yeah, but I think it was interesting to see an award show where like some people were wearing a mask, like people respecting like the places in like for
like
COVID.
the health place.
Yeah, like health and safety guidelines in for COVID. And then other people who just like could totally disregard.
There was. Like, it's not that they totally disregarded because they were taking precautions.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because if they didn't, they wouldn't be allowed in there.
No, I know, but like then there were those like performances where like you know they're like there's like two people singing and then someone would get too close and then the other person would, like slowly try to slide away.
Yeah, I know.
And then they'd be like, "Yo, stop!" And then you gotta keep singing though.
No, there was these two people who ended up singing. And they just kept like looking at each other because you know like you got to create that tension in the song, right? So they're looking at each other and they keep taking steps closer, and I'm just like, there's COVID, and they take another step, and like there's still COVID, and then they get closer. I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You're gonna kill this senora. I mean, lady, you know. And then they end up putting like their arms around each other's shoulders. I'm like, okay, this isn't like you know some kind of like makeshift where it's 2021, you know, and the COVID's gone.
No, it's 2022.
I mean, it's 2022 and COVID's absolutely gone. You can't be doing that. You know, time travel's partly possible. We haven't figured that out yet.
You okay?
I think I lost myself.
You're breathing way too heavy. I'm gonna have to edit that out.
No, it's a part of the content.
What was I gonna say?
All gonna work out.
What was that? There was something I was gonna say. No, so that was interesting for sure. And then this morning we woke up stuck with one of the songs stuck in our head.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, oh.
I was gonna say the name of the song, but like I don't want to just give like free clout like that. Even not that they don't.
Even though he won a Grammy.
Even though he won a Grammy, he doesn't really need.
Well, I mean, they won a Grammy.
They won a Grammy. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna say the song.
Yeah.
Tutu.
By
Camilo and Pedro
Capo.
There you go. I forgot his last name there for a second.
So it's really catchy though.
No, I know. Like I want to sing it, but I don't want to get like hit real hard with like a bunch of copyright issues.
I don't think that'll be an issue right now.
Yeah.
He just won a Grammy.
He just won a Grammy. You know, it's probably all over TikTok.
He's got enough clout as is.
Yeah.
If you know what's funny, if you jump on like, cause there's like TikTok, like there's TikTok in North America.
Yes.
And then there's the Latino TikTok.
Yeah.
Which is like this really it's hard to get.
It's like
there.
underground.
But it's
like the black market.
It's just like it's like when you enter like another country's like YouTube feed.
Oh yeah.
You know, like you're like. Whoa.
Oh, when you've accidentally instead of typing .ca, you type like .se somehow, and then you're just like, I'm like in Spain, Google or YouTube right now.
Yeah.
All this. I don't know how this works
when you do that, like, and then all of a sudden, like, I remember I was watching this Japanese vlogger, and then I got all this like Japanese content like in my related, and there was.
And you're like, I can't.
No, and I was like, I didn't even know these like these some of these people like you are completely unaware that they even exist.
Yeah, and they have millions.
And they have like millions, like hundreds of millions of like views, and they're like making crazy. And then there's that like one guy that like has like. You know, it's like 10 million subscribers. You're like, wow. And I had no idea you even existed.
Yeah, I know.
But it's like, crazy. It's kind of like that. Well, anyway, on TikTok, like if you get into the Latino side of TikTok, this song will be like popping off. And I'm like, it's just interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting because like, depending where you're from, like you get the music, right?
Yeah.
Because like for example, like we've talked about this before, how like we get Latin music way before it reaches here.
Yeah.
Like because we're in tune with it, right?
Yeah.
Because like we're Latino.
Yeah.
You know, like there's nothing really else you can go besides me.
I don't know about that.
You just get to me. So music comes out, it gets to me.
Like, see, this is the thing. So, like, last time we watched...
And also, like, the fact that we're looking for it.
Yeah. Well,
right?
we're aware, right?
We're aware.
So, like, last time we watched the Latin Grammys, right? This morning I woke up. You know what I did?
What?
I listened to Shawn Mendes and Justin Bieber's new song. Have you done that yet?
No, I have an education to receive.
Oh, okay, well that's unfortunate. Anyway, it's okay. Like I felt the song.
It was okay.
I mean, I felt it kind of short.
Is it worth my time?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, I think it depends. Like, it's okay. Like, it wasn't like
it was reasonable.
Okay, I'll be honest. The only reason I even listened to the song is because it's two Canadians. Like, I just got to show you off for that.
Oh, that's true. I totally forgot Shawn Mendes was Canadian. I really thought he was some kind of Latino, makeshift Latino, or some like white kid from America.
You know, he's like a Portuguese.
He's Portuguese.
I think he's Portuguese.
Or is he Italian?
No, I think he's Portuguese.
Nah, he's Portuguese. Yeah.
I think he's Portuguese.
Are you sure?
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Except for like Portuguese.
He's
like
Latin
first
descent.
He's like some generation. I can't remember.
He's some Latin descent.
Then there's Justin, who's just that guy who keeps showing up for some. He's just
that guy straight out of, I don't know where he's from, but like that guy straight out of Canada, Ontario.
Wow, you're really nailing that.
I don't remember where he's from.
You know that
it'll come to me.
You know Ontario's bigger than like most countries in the world.
I realize that, but again, like you just got Google it.
No, it's funny. Like the place where our dad's from, I remember I did the math, and like Quebec, our sister province, is like right next to us. Well, not really sister. It's more like our next door neighbor. They our dad's country fits in that country like 12 times. Or something like 15, I can't remember the number.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I was like, and then my dad's like, yeah, you can drive straight through it in 5 hours. And I was
6 hours.
Or 6 hours? Was
6 hours.
Yeah. So it's like 6 hours, and then I'm like,
depending which route you take.
Yeah, and then I was like, and then he goes, so it's like basically a trip to like Montreal, no, to Toronto.
Yeah.
To like from where we are.
Yeah.
Geographically, and I go, wow. So you mean to tell me? And he goes, yep. And I go, so you mean to tell me that every time we've gone...
we've basically driven El Salvador a few times.
Yeah, like in distance. And he goes, yeah, essentially, yeah. And I was like, that's insane.
I can drive 6 hours and be in Honduras. I can drive 6 hours and leave Honduras and go to Belize.
Well, it's because everything's right there.
I can drive 6 hours and make it to Mexico.
It's because everything's right there.
I know. Central America. That's why I call it Central. It's all close together. We're all like neighborhoods who like despise each other but love each other.
It's really weird.
It's really weird. Because, if you get a Mexican... and a Colombian, no, not a Colombian. That's too far. Okay, fine. You get a Salvadorian, and you get somebody from Honduras. Yeah. They'll have like this enemy clash. Yeah. But we love each other because we're Latinos. Like I'll welcome you into my house. Yeah. But like if like it's a soccer game, we've gone to war for that. We got a war. Honestly, like search it up. There's been a war between El Salvador and Honduras just because of a soccer game. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
I know you know, but it's for the audience.
I know, in case you didn't know. Anyway, what was I going to say? So the Grammys were okay. It was interesting for sure to watch the effects of COVID just in general. Yeah. Like, at like this scale now, because like now it's like, it's just like commonplace to be like this. Yeah. Now everybody wearing a mask, and then like, it's funny because like people walk up to like the point after they get their award and they're like, where do I stand? They've taken off their mask and they're like, can I even touch it? Like, yeah, I know. What do I do? And then they're like, it's okay, you can touch it. And he's like, I got it, Grammy. He's like, I got the Grammy. Like, it's like, no idea, like, what to do in that aspect. And I'm like they didn't fill them in.
No, it's just like, it's really interesting how we've taken everything, and we're still doing it, Yeah. Like, we still did a Grammys. Yeah. Like, that's amazing. To say that in the middle of a pandemic, we can still do this, that's amazing. We've outdone ourselves, but I wouldn't say we've done ourselves. Not outdone ourselves. We've done ourselves. Well, why has nobody ever just done themselves?
All right. Well,
but we've done ourselves because now we've established a point where we can do these things, but still remain safe. Sure. Well, as best as we can. Yeah. So that was the Latin Grammys.
Yeah. So I got my phone fixed.
Yeah, he got his phone fixed.
I got my phone fixed.
The audience cares very much so.
Last week I was talking about how my phone was not fixed. I was like,
how it was like broken. Yeah, display totally broken.
Yeah, so
not like the display shattered, but like it was manufacturing.
Yeah, it was like a anyway.
It was a technicality.
No, it wasn't a technicality.
It was a technical error.
It was just my phone's old and it's giving out and it was time. Yeah. Anyway, so I got my phone fixed on Monday or Tuesday. I want to say Tuesday.
Monday? No, yeah, Tuesday.
I think it was Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday.
Anyway, I don't know.
So I got it fixed, and then it was kind of like laggy. Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm just gonna like back up everything, and then like just like factory reset my phone. Yeah. Then I fixed it, And then it wasn't until yesterday that I finally finished setting it up to the way I had it previously.
Yeah, because you're really into, like, you know, getting different launchers for your phone and doing stuff like that. So, like to, like, optimize your use.
Yeah, like my phone...
And depending what you're doing, you'll change it entirely just to fit you.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, so it's always, like, this little, like, thing or, like, a little quirk or something. But it was, like, I was, like, man, I hadn't realized how much, like...
time you've put into it?
how much little optimized, like, how optimized I have certain things. Like...
Yes, to have, like, certain functionalities. Yeah. That to make life easier.
Yeah, I hadn't even realized it up until, like, this moment where I'm, like, having to reset everything. It took me, like, a full day. Like, I spent all of, like, Wednesday just downloading apps. Yeah. And then yesterday, I spent all day just, like, fixing it. Now that I had all the apps, like, now I gotta sign in everything and, like, fix everything. And I'm like... Then I realized also how much, like, social media stuff I have. I'm like, man, I gotta stop. Like, I'm like, I don't need this.
It's when you find your addictions.
Yeah, it's like, whoa. And then, like, it was really funny. I was signing back into Instagram. Yeah. And the first Instagram that popped up as soon as I clicked on like, the little bar was our podcast Instagram. And I was like, okay. So I signed into that one first, and then I signed into mine. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That was just funny. And then, but yeah, like, it's really interesting to...
And I mean, like, you got a really good detox out of it.
Oh, yeah, because I spent a whole week without a phone. It was so odd. Like, it was just so odd.
You realized how much people used phones around you. Yeah. And how much time they spent on it. And how much times you go and reach for it.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't just that. It was more like, for a full week, I missed out all the memes.
Oh, yeah. Well, you were connected to the world, but not all the time. Yeah. You were off grid.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because when I turned my phone, they fixed it, they turned my phone back on. I had like 900 and something.
Honestly, like,
was it like 95 something WhatsApp messages that were unanswered? Oh yeah. And I was like, "Woof!" Somebody probably thinks of that. And I had like this. I was telling my dad, I had this one voicemail where someone called me and they're like, "Hey, I know you said not to call on the weekends because you hang out with your fam, but like." It's Wednesday. Yeah. And it's like, they're like, why didn't you pick up? And I was like, I just sent them a text, hey, my phone was broken. I just got it fixed. Like,
they're just like, I was ready to call 911.
Yeah, they're like, I was going to like put in a missing persons ad. Like, what's
going on? Like, it's been like 2 days. Maybe the whole family was taken.
Yeah, it was just funny. Stuff like that, like, you know, it really puts things into perspective where like you're in this constant like flow of communication with people. Yeah. But then, like...
Up until you're disconnected is when you realize how connected you are.
Yeah, also, like, I could tell, like, the people who didn't message me. Like, so the people who weren't like, I was messaging before that. Yeah. Like, if they reached out, and if they didn't. Yeah. Like, that
you can find out your true friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Were they concerned for my well-being?
Right? So then
I left them on read.
Yeah, right? So, like, there was a few people who... Like, this one person, they messaged me, like, 5 or 6 times. Like, yo, hello? And then one of them was like, why you ghosting?
Why you ghosting?
And I was like, it was just like, then like having to explain it. They're like, oh, I'm just like, oh, my bad. Like, I didn't mean
See, I would have been like that guy who would have gone into like, the DMs and been like, not even my worst enemy leaves me on read. I would have been that one guy.
Yeah, but it was like stuff like that, right? Where like, you know, you're trying to like answer, and like I spent like the whole basically, I don't know, I spent so much time just answering people. Like, hey, you know, like, I got to a point where just copying and pasting the same message. Yeah. Hey, sorry, I never got back to you. My phone was broken. Just got it fixed.
Just like you wrote it out on like a Word doc, and then you're just like, okay, now I'm just going to copy.
I just copied into one like text message, and just hit copy, then just paste, send, paste.
You know what I love? You know what I love about text messages is that you don't have to be grammatically correct. You can write a bunch of abbreviations, and the person will be like, yeah, I got you. Yeah. I understood exactly what you said. It's like a full 24 letters, and you're just like, I know what you mean.
I feel you.
Literally, if somebody does that to you and you literally write, I know what you mean, you're most likely to just like pass it. Yeah. Like it's cool.
Yeah. But
it's like an instant pass to like whatever it is. It's just like I have like inside in your mind, you're just like, I have no clue what this person just said. And then you just write, I know what you mean. And then literally instantly they'll be like, see, finally somebody understands, and I'll be like, oh,
people don't even know I know what you mean anymore. They just put IWM. Yeah. Have you seen that? Like, yeah. The other day I got IWM. Like, the first time I got that, I was like, IWM.
Or like, what are you doing? WYD.
Yeah. It's like, just always. Or like when they put U, they literally put the letter U. Or like 4, they put like the
number 4. Or like, how about you? HBU.
Yeah. It's like, it's just,
laughing my A off.
You know what's like, I get those, but you know what's funny is like because I text people in Spanish.
Yeah.
So I text people in Spanish and they jump in Spanish abbreviations. That just messes with me.
No, honestly,
I was like, I have to be like, whoa, what is
that was like a full 55 letters there.
No. It's just like the fact that like I'm not used to it.
Yeah, because like it's not like you're texting everybody.
Exactly,
like
but it's just like specific. But like then there are the people who also speak English. So like they'll send me an abbreviation and I'll just send them in English, like what? And they'll be like explaining and I'll be like, oh okay. But like then there'll be like those other people where like they'll text me in Spanish and I'll text them in English.
Yeah.
So like, and then like the whole conversation is like that. And then if we jump on a phone call, like the whole conversation's in Spanish or it's in English.
Yeah.
Or we'll be jumping
back and forth. Because they have no choice but to say their sentence.
Yeah, or it's like jumping back and forth between the two, at which point a lot of my friends who do speak Spanish who I talk to on the phone, they go, dude, you're the only person I know who can do this so fluid.
Yeah. Like,
it's like you're like the switch in your brain between the two is just crazy. I'm like
it's absolute, like, honestly, we'd be really good, like, translators. Because the way we live our life is half and half.
Yeah, because at home, you know, we speak it a lot.
Yeah, and then socially, we're speaking English all the time.
And
like occasionally you'll have that one French guy who's like splurts out like a word in French and you're just like, okay.
Yeah, what's up? But like, you know,
we got Quebec like right across.
Yeah, but it's super interesting to be in this like limbo where like you can just jump back and forth.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I need to get to that because like it messes up with a lot of my friends.
Yeah.
Like their brain, they're like, well, you can't just keep jumping back and forth.
Like you jump so fast. How are you doing this?
Yeah, right. They're like, I haven't even.
It's like switching functionalities. It's like switching gears. Like, you know, they gotta pull the lever. You can't just be like, I'm speaking in Spanish now. I'm speaking English. They're like, I never got the chance to pull. You can't do that to me. You know,
like I never got to hit the clutch.
I know, like I got a double clutch on this one. You know, like that was a serious sentence.
But like, yeah, it's interesting. I think it's also like, I don't know. It's just, I guess, an ability that you get with like growing up with like having multiple languages.
Yeah.
Because like we grew up
in a French, Spanish, English environment.
Yeah, because in school we had to do French, and
and then you'd have like those friends who were like French immersion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then English was the language we were taught in, and then at home it was Spanish all the time, right? So it was like constantly having to like navigate multiple languages,
and yet we can't speak French fluently.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I will understand if you speak to me in French. I get you.
Yeah.
When it comes to formulating my own sentences, get out.
Yeah,
you know, like I can't handle this.
Every now and then I'll try to flex that muscle, especially like when I was in my placement last year or earlier this year. It feels like last year already.
Yeah.
But like earlier this year when I was in my placement, I'd have to like there'd be like a French person come in and they'd be like they'd start talking to me in French and then they'd be like they'd see like my face of just trying to think and they're like, you know, they'd ask est-ce que tu parles français? And I'd be like je parle un peu. And then they'd be like, okay, and then they'd start telling me who they want or who they're looking for. Yeah. Then I'd be like, maman, and then I'd just like back away and then like go get whoever it is they're looking for.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, I'm like,
you know enough to get by.
Yeah, and then I'd come back with that person. And on my resume, I never put that I spoke French. Yeah. And then everybody's like, wait, you speak French? I'm like very little,
it's so minimal. Yeah. To the point where you can't put it down.
Exactly, but I'm like, I understand it. Like
yeah, it's like those people who are like they were their parents. They were not from here.
Yeah.
You know, like wow, I forgot the term.
Immigrants.
There we go. Oh my gosh.
Like parents that are immigrants.
Yes. Disability. I'm playing that card.
Can't play that card.
I'm playing that card right now.
All right.
Yeah. So immigrants, they, you know, immigrant parents, you know, they come speaking, you know, their native language.
Yeah.
And then the children are raised in an English environment. So a lot of parents don't end up teaching their children how to speak their native language. And some do pick it up because, you know, their parents are always speaking to them in that language or they tell them to respond to them in that language.
Yeah.
But most of them don't actually learn the language, but they know how to understand it.
Yeah, like it's...
They have that 50%.
Yeah.
And that's basically what we have. We have the 50% of French.
Yeah, well, it's always interesting because, like I've met a few people who are, like, for example, they're Asian, like, their parents speak to them in, like, the language, but they don't know how to like talk back. They'll answer in English and say things in English, but like and that tends to happen especially here in Canada. I find with Latinos where like they'll have children and the kids won't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
But they'll understand it.
Yeah, like, and especially here in Ontario, because it's not really a necessity to know Spanish, so they won't end up teaching their children Spanish because they themselves are trying to learn how to speak English properly.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like,
so they'll force themselves to speak it to their child so that their child doesn't have to go through it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's like it's one of those. I don't know. I think like as I guess as like a child, like when you're growing up, like you don't see the importance
in the development
of it.
phase.
Yeah, but you don't see the importance of it, right? And then like as you get older, you're like, oh, yo, like this is like
I should actually start pursuing this.
Yeah, like when you figure out and you start learning it and you learn how to read. And
I never pursued French. I don't know why. It just never stuck.
Well, like in my case, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because of my disability, but like it was more or less like I couldn't keep up with English on its own.
Learning English on its own, and then learning another language one at a time.
Yeah, and then I come home and there's Spanish all the time, and I was like, oh, how do you guys?
You're like you already had like another language in the mix before French existed in your mind.
Yeah, so it's just like a multiple like. I tell my I was telling a friend of mine, I'm like, it's a miracle. I've even like, because whenever people ask me how many languages I speak, I say 2.5. Yeah. And they go 2.5, and I go, yeah, I speak English and Spanish, and I speak like this much French,
yeah.
like nothing, like a crumb, like a breadcrumb.
Breadcrumb, yeah. I love how he did like the pinch of image of like showing how much he knows. But then again, he just remembered that they can't see anything. He just gestured. Yeah. So he felt the need to describe it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's a little bit into our lives.
Yeah.
And immigrants.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it really depends.
Very informative. We're all over the place. This is welcome to Two Latin Brothers Podcast.
We're all over, literally.
We're literally all over the place, but we're organized. We're an unorganized, organized podcast. We're about something. That means almost absolutely nothing, but at times it can mean something.
So you started your new quadmaster this week.
Yes, I started this new quadmaster.
How's it going?
It's going good. I have two very good teachers. Yeah. In fact, I have biology and business entrepreneurship.
Which is a mouthful.
I know. I should just say business E.
He wants to be an entrepreneur.
An entree, you know? Only a few people get that reference. Yeah. What was I going with?
only the true weebs get it.
Only the true weebs get it. Exactly. But yeah, so I'm taking biology.
And if they side dubbed.
Yeah, and if they side dubbed. But yeah, I'm taking biology, and I'm taking business E. I'm gonna say it like that now. It almost no, never mind. But yeah, so I have two teachers. Very good specimens. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. They're very good teachers. Actually, my business teacher has very fun anecdotal stories to tell always.
Yeah. Best teachers
ever. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like those teachers, you know, you have fun in their class, but when it comes to like working, you know, they actually teach you.
Oh yeah, like when especially when you're in college, like there are when you're in the social aspect of college.
Yeah.
There are a lot of teachers who they'll just tell you like
a side story.
No, instead of like teaching the information, like right out of a book or reading it to you,
they'll give you from a personal experience.
Yeah, they'll tell you like personally, I've lived this, and this is how I address this issue.
Yeah, especially because like you took social work study, like you study stuff in social work, so yeah, it's all social.
Yeah, so like stuff like that.
The best way to teach someone social is to be social.
Yeah, but it's like it's hard because like it's hard to do that without being too social.
Yeah, like because you still have to have that barrier between teacher and student.
Exactly.
So you can't be like, so this is what I was doing the other day.
Yeah. You know, like what is it like? I remember when we were finishing school, people were like, honestly, if I didn't know these, like if they weren't my professor, I'd totally be like, yo, you want to go like hang out or something, like like what's up? But it was like one of those like ones where it's like all of a sudden like it clicks in your head and you're like, yeah, you're right, I totally do that.
You're like some teachers are just so chill.
Yeah.
And like you loved having their lessons and everything to the point where you're just like, I could call you my friend. Yeah. But like I can't.
Well, it's like but then like once you finish the program, like you can definitely do that. And I had a professor who he did that. Once we were done, he took us all to like a bar, and I was still too young to drink. But like he's like, we'll get you.
Well, when you were done your course.
Yeah. When we were done, because that was the only class he taught us.
Yeah.
So we all met up at a bar, and he's like, I was still too young and I couldn't drink yet.
Yeah.
And he's like, because here the drinking age is 19.
Yeah.
And I was still 18. And he's like, don't worry, we'll get you a ginger ale. But there's like 45 people in this bar at like 1 p.m. And the bar was just like, what's going on?
What's going on? Like, was there some kind of event that I was unprepared for?
Why is there so many people here at this hour?
Yeah.
Like, it was just so funny. But stuff like that where like you realize like, and then you have a conversation with your professor.
Yeah,
and you're
like a good teacher-student relationship.
Yeah, and you're like, wow, like if you weren't my professor, I'd totally like be like, yo, let's hang out, man. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, you're so chill.
Yeah.
Like, you're a decent human being. Who would have thought? Yeah. Why'd you not let me pass your class?
No, I know. It's just like, oh.
Right?
Yeah,
like
that's partly our fault.
Yeah, right? Like, all the people who had a gripe with him because they didn't pass his class were like, why am I here again? All right, because he's paying.
Yeah, exactly. But, so that's my business teacher. And then there's my bio teacher. He's actually a doctor. Yeah. So, like, he knows what he's talking about because, it says it on paper.
It says it on paper.
It says it on paper. Trust me, if you search him up, like, yeah, he's got knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's he's not like my business teacher because different courses.
For sure. Night and day.
Almost. He's more focused on the material.
Yeah.
Of course, like, because depending on where students want to go and study,
yeah,
especially with biology, U12,
yeah,
so like university level,
yeah,
depending on where the student's gonna go, they really need to make sure that their student knows
for sure
what's going on.
Most of the time they're going to the medical field.
Yeah, most of the time they're going into the medical field, so they need to make sure that they know. Mm-hmm. But like he still says things, and he says them so seriously that it makes them funny. So he'll be like, you can drink like this ethanol, you'll get drunk, but you'll probably burn your eyes and die. And you'll be like, what? Like, what? Like, I can get drunk off this stuff, but, like, I'll die. Yeah. So, like little stuff like that. He'll make, like, it's not like they're jokes, but they're like half jokes. You know what I mean? Like, you don't feel comfortable laughing.
It's like the seriousness of it. Like, yeah. It's like, the way he said it is like, oh, he's being serious. But why is it so funny?
I know, like, it's funny, but like, should it be funny? And then sometimes he will do like a pun, and then I'm like, oh, I get it, and then I'll be like, okay, move on. And like the sad part about that is that I feel like a lot of teachers have lost their drive. Yeah. And some teachers, have like done their best and they've maintained a good amount of drive. Yeah. For like their teaching style, because a lot of teachers go based off how their students react to material. Yeah. So like, like the way they're sitting, if they're sitting with like, if everybody's sitting with like their head on like their hands or like resting their heads on the table, that your students are being like really like tortured at this point because they're bored. Yeah. And then you can change it up a bit. You can take reaction and make something out of it. Yeah. And that's what I feel like some teachers have lost, and a lot of teachers have done a really good job of maintaining. Yeah. Yeah. So that's me. Yeah. And that's what I've been doing this week, establishing my new classes. Yeah. Well, not establishing my new class, like in the aspect of the teacher, they actually have to establish their class. Yeah. I'm establishing being in their class. Yeah. Yeah. Fun times.
For sure. Yeah. I think that's it for this week.
I think this is it for this is the finish line. We'll catch you guys never. We're not going to be back next week. In fact, this is the last episode. Forget about the 100th. Just kidding. Be here, 100th, good celebration, good episode. It's going to come up. It's going to be real nice.
I don't know about that.
You don't know? Okay, guys. Anyways, it's been a good...
False flat on his face.
It's been a good episode, guys. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Everything's always in the description, whether it be up, down, left, or right, depending on the platform you're on. Make sure to share with your friends, share with Donkey, share with the rooster in your backyard. Who knows?
Who's living on a farm who's listening to this?
I don't know. There's many people, living in the suburbs. I don't know.
That doesn't mean that they live on a farm.
It can mean anything, Andy. Like, it can literally mean anything. Anyways, tell your goldfish, tell your grandma. So, yeah, guys. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Bye.